Welcome to Pink Caddy Garage.
So what are we working on today?
Well, it has been almost 6 years since we purchased this 2017 Mercedes GLS450, and we've had a few folks on the channel that wanted a kind of an update. We just passed 100,000 miles on this, so yes, 102,000 miles on this. So I wanted to just make a video that would talk about what our experience has been with this car overall. How much does it cost to run? What the ownership experience has been like? What we've had to repair on it and maintain, and also what it costs to fix it when you have a wreck.
Or
Mm -hmm.
two.
Or two wrecks.
Not
That's
our
right.
fault though.
Okay, let's move on.
All right, let's go.
First off, let's just take a quick walk around on the outside. Paint looks really good, especially for being 7 years old. Now, right here on the front, it's more like 6 months old because we had to get a little body work done that we talked about. But overall, the rest of the car looks just as nice. It's nice and shiny. Let's see if we can see that. It's not like we detail the heck out of this thing all the time. It's a daily driver. So maybe once a year, it'll get a polish. One time I put a ceramic coating on it, just a spray on kind. It seemed to work really well. So overall, I'm happy with the way the outside looks. No body panels coming loose, bumpers or anything like that. Let's take a look at the inside.
Question of the day. What will the interior look like after 7 years? I'd say pretty good. Now, I've been told that I like to relay a lot of nonsense, so I'll just let the seats speak for themselves. We all know what leather does over a period of time, but these look pretty good. The carpeting and floor mats look really good as well, and I will show you why. These mats may look dirty, but that means they're doing exactly what they need to in protecting the carpet. Now, this car came with this kit that has the floor mats and also a mat for the cargo area. So it really has done well over the past 7 years of keeping everything looking new underneath. Here is just an overview of the rest of the interior. There are a few items that we'll show you that have either broken or just have had an issue that have had to be fixed over the years. But the rest of the seats, flooring, panels all look really good. And you can tell that that mat for the cargo area really has kept this looking pretty spiffy.
One thing in particular that I'll mention that I've seen on just about every one of these Mercedes that has this style of controller, which this one comes with a rotary dial and then also a mouse, is the mouse had a crack when we bought it. It's about a 1/4 inch long, so pretty much just here to here. But as you can see, it's now up here. It's probably almost 3 inches long. Uh, and like I say, everyone I've seen has this to one degree or another. So I don't know what's involved yet in replacing this, but that is going to be something over time, if we want to keep this thing looking new, that we're going to have to address. Let's see, as far as anything else in the interior, you can see this button. The ink on it is quite a bit whiter because I had to, it's new, because I had to replace it and it broke. At, easy to replace, just ordered one off Amazon. Maybe if I'd have gotten that from the Mercedes dealer, it would have been a little bit closer in color there, but you know, it does the job for a daily driver. And then something we're going to have to fix is this is a sunroof control, and I just popped that off. I meant to just show you how loose it was, but these also seem to be widely available on Amazon and other places. So it just clips on, and the little clips have broken off of the back, which helps secure it. As far as anything else inside, I don't think we've had to do anything with the exception of what I just broke about 2 days ago, which is this air conditioning vent. As you can see inside, nothing's moving when I move it. I just bought a kit for about $15 to replace that, so that'll probably be one of the next videos we shoot. Stay tuned. Let's spend a few minutes talking about the maintenance and the repair costs for this car. As I said, we've had it almost 6 years, and in that time, we've done about 10,000 miles a year, so we've put 63,000 miles on it. So first of all, with a Mercedes, you've got your scheduled maintenance. So that is basically broken into two categories. One simple one, which is your A service maintenance, and that is basically an oil change, oil and filter, and a few other little things that have to be done on certain schedules. And then you've got your B service, which is a little bit more comprehensive. It's going to be oil and filter change, but also engine air filters, cabin filters, lubricate some things, and change or flush your brake fluid. So in the time that we've had this car, we have done three of each. And I just went ahead and put the prices down of what it costs today to do an A service and to do a B service. So not too bad. An A service is about $65. B service is a little over $200. So six of those together, we're looking over the last few years at about a little bit over $800. Now, other maintenance that you have to do that comes up with some of these services are going to be things like spark plugs, which we've done once. We've done rear brakes 2 times and front brakes 1 time, and then some minor things like wiper blades and things like that. The battery went out earlier this year. That was almost $400. And then the only thing on this list is that trans service that you see for the transmission fluid and filter. That was something that I did not feel confident in doing myself. I didn't have some of the tools that were needed. So I took that to an independent shop, but it still costs about $1,200 to get that transmission service. So that's the biggest maintenance expense that we've had so far. So if you look at that and add it all together and divide it by 6 years, you're talking about a little bit under $500 a year, which not bad for a Mercedes. Now, the other category we look at is repair costs, things that we've had to fix over the last few years. So I've broken this down into two categories here. One is repairs that we have done, and the other one is a couple of things that we know need to be fixed that are coming up here within the next month or so. So under the first category, we have replaced one rear air suspension strut. Um, the part itself was a little over $200. And then we had some leaking camshaft solenoids, and those were $267. So you got a total of $482 in repairs. Upcoming repairs, the HVAC vent that I showed you a minute ago, with shipping, the part I think was actually $15, but with shipping, it was about $30. So I'm going to count that. And then as we pulled the car in the shop today to make this video, I heard the what they call the auxiliary water pump, that which is for your intercooler, is making some noise. It sounds like it may be on its last leg. So we went ahead and ordered a water pump for the intercooler, and that was about $155. So repair costs about $100 a year, a little bit over $100 a year. Up there it says $652. Again, could be worse. The only caveat that I would throw in there is that all of that happened this year. So are we heading into a lot of repairs now that it's hit 7 years old? Only time will tell. The other category that I alluded to earlier was accident repairs. So we have had two accidents, one minor, one moderately minor. I've got a picture, the first one here. We got a little bit of a hit in the front end there, pushed in the bumper, hood, fender, and there's a lot of stuff behind that bumper. The repairs cost on that was just under $20,000. There are a lot of modules and things hiding back there, and it all had to be replaced. So that was a pretty spendy repair, and it took about 4.5 months to get the work done. That was during COVID, so kind of understandable. Things took a little longer. Then our second accident that we had about 6 months ago was just a little fender bender that involved, it looks like the hood, but it actually involved the hood and the radiator support. So that ended up costing a little bit under $8,000. So this is not an inexpensive car to repair. The insurance costs probably going to be a little bit steeper than it might be for a less expensive car. Big picture there here though, as far as maintenance, repairs, and aside from accidents costs, uh, and aside from accident repair costs, this car has been very solid. I've been very impressed with it.
Well, that sums up this review. Dad, one more question. What kind of gas mileage does this car get?
Over the time we've had it, it has gotten just under 20 miles a gallon and all kind of driving. I think the exact number is like 19.4 miles to the gallon, which is pretty good for a vehicle this big.
That does sound pretty good. Now I lied. I'm going to ask you another one. If you had to rate this car on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it?
I would give it a 8.8, which for Mercedes is not bad because I've had other Mercedes that were not nearly as trouble-free as this one's been, and now it's getting to the age where it needs a few things. It's not to be unexpected, and fortunately they're all pretty simple things, I think. So that'll be the upcoming videos we do. We're going to get this air conditioning vent fixed and a few other little things, so stick around.
All right. See you next time.
Bye bye.